Hello, 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 my beautiful Star family. This is such an honor to get to share this live with you. And I just wanted to hop on and connect with each and every one of you. I'm just going to get all of the little technical things started up so that I can check in and see, make sure the sound is going in here. Perfect. Oh, hello, Robin. Love you so much. There's so much going on currently right now, energetically, and I wanted to hold each and every one of you in my heart with so much love to share this devotion and this time with you because I know so many of you are so diligent doing the work, doing the clearings, going through the processes. And at the same time, many of you are feeling tired, a little bit wiped out, feeling sometimes sore. And within this, let's just kind of look for a minute at a little bit of the energy that we're experiencing right now. I know there's primarily a lot of buzz in the air, knowing that we're coming up to the 8-8 Lions Gate. So I would like to bring maybe a couple other little perspectives coming up to some of the energy that we are experiencing right now. I do want to say that I have just been experiencing so much love, being able to share the experience of the live course. We are doing the Seals and Implants course live right now. We're about halfway through. There's still the rest of this weekend and and just to know that if this is something that you're even considering or thinking about, I would love to have you join in the live experience. This is also going to be a replay course, so if you don't get to hop on now but you feel guided to it a little bit later, just know that it's there. It's an online course that is going to be available. All the resources are there. But I have been just so in love with everything the Guardians are bringing through for this information, for us to have the tools to deal with this energy that we are experiencing right now. So, within that, let's go ahead and dive into what some of this energy is. And part of what this experience has been going on right now is knowing that we have tomorrow the new moon energy. So I wanted to, first of all, really address that vibration. Also, understanding that we have our change over into the true Leo sky, true sidereal sky. Leo is coming up in a few days. We're going to be having our Leo Galactic Star Report coming up very, very soon. I'm going to actually show this on the calendar. But right in alignment with that, you guys, we are going into Mercury retrograde. So today is the last day that we're getting to experience Mercury before it actually starts to dip into what is referred to as going straight. And then it dips into that for a couple of days, and then it's going to go into retrograde. So we're in the last little bit, but we're feeling it. There's a lot of individuals that are like, oh my gosh, I need to go take a nap. I'm just feeling it, feeling a bit drained in the energy. Let's also look at, we're coming to the tail end of our electric peak season. So we've talked a bit in some of our last videos about the electric peak or the electric waves that have been coming through, that we've been dealing with some of the vibrations of the chevron waves that have been coming through to disband a lot of the Jehovian seals and the Jehovian technologies that have been on the planet. And one thing I do want to offer with so much love to everyone is to recognize that when we do get to these experiences where things start to actually shut down their negative influence on us. So, for instance, we went through massive clearings today around ninth dimensional programs and energies. And one thing we might think is like, okay, well, if I clear all of these programs out, then I should feel magical and I should feel perfect right away. I should feel all of these things. But sometimes we actually feel a little bit of kind of almost needing to go through a detox or a reset first, mainly because if we've been operating off of inorganic programs, inserts, implants, mind slides, programs our entire life, If you remove those out of the body, it's kind of like removing an artificial kind of system that was holding up your world and your structure. And the whole organic system inside of us actually has to start to readjust in order to kind of grow the roots into stabilizing us. Think about maybe like a plant that has had these spikes and these things that have been holding it up forever. And so you take that away. Well, now it has to actually start to create its own stabilization or fortification as it holds itself up. So this is kind of what we are going through as a lot of these artificial technologies are shutting down. Our body is starting to get to recognize all of the places it has potentially been mainly being held up or functioning off of these artificial programs. And as it unplugs from those, we have to start to make energies to stabilize, ground, and hold ourselves up. So within that, that's a massive thing that I'm really inviting everyone on is to really be gentle with yourself. If you do need to rest, if you do need to just go sit outside and just enjoy nature for a little bit, by all means, do that. In fact, we took a spontaneous trip, very much. We've been watching the weather, and finally a heat bubble kind of broke for a little bit here in the Pacific Northwest. And we made a getaway to the Glacier National Park area. And we went and we explored. We did a bit of exploring in the park, but outside of the park, and literally spent days completely off the grid, in nature, in these beautiful vistas and places where literally the cell phone just didn't work all day. It was magical being in these places where just unplugged, being really in the organic again and unplugged from cell phones and computers and technology and being around all these things about having to plug in all the time in order for us to really feel the new organic grids that are coming online. This new moon is going to be a bit intense for us. Let's look at a couple of things with some graphs. I don't want to just be a talking head here. And honestly, the guides kind of, this is so spontaneous. The guides were like, just jump on. And I'm like, okay. So here I am just getting to connect with you guys. So saying so much love to Robin, Elizabeth, so much love to Angie. So great to have you guys on this spontaneous video here. And let me go ahead and share screen, because one of the things they're saying as we really start to connect with the divine is also about this energy of devotion. So and I'm going to kind of just let the energy percolate on that one. So this, please disregard the house systems on this. This is just the true sidereal astrological wheel for today. And it just pulls it up based on the location where I am right now. And I am in the Spokane, Washington area currently. So here we are. So it puts some house systems in here. But one of the key main things we want to look at over here is we're actually getting to see, we're going to focus on Mercury a little bit right here. I do want to focus a bit on Venus. And then, of course, we got the new moon energy coming in. And as the new moon starts to attune into this area, it is going to be a new moon in the gate 33. So I'll show that graph as well within here. But let's go ahead and also recognize Mars over here that is just about to go into a conjunction with Jupiter. So as I do that, let me go ahead and animate this chart really quick so we can play with this over here. So here we are today, and just keep an eye on Mercury right here for a second. I love these animated charts. It gives us a neat way to see this. And we're just going to click it forward one day. And you're going to see we go one day and it automatically already puts that straight on there. So that's where we're getting to recognize by tomorrow on the new moon energy, we're really going to see this vibration of the Mercury energy starting to tip into that retrograde. I'm just going to click it one, two more dips, and now we're officially into the retrograde energy there. So we're just kind of go back over here, And we're going to see that again, as we get to look at this, the moon goes so quickly, you guys, it's not actually going to stop right exactly on the sunspot as we do this. But knowing that tomorrow is going to be the new moon energy, and as we get to look at this, where the sun and the moon are, there isn't going to be quite a necessarily a star seed alignment to this as we're going through this, but what we're seeing is we're coming to the tail end of Cancer in the last few degrees here before it's going to kick into Leo. And so if we just kind of move it through a little bit, we're going to see that as Mercury goes into retrograde, the moon's also going to be starting to kick into Leo. Now, as we look at this, not to be too complicated with all of this, just to know that today we're feeling it, right? A lot of people feeling the currents and the waves coming through. Remember, those electric waves are coming through. Well, as we start to move into right here, as we dip into Leo, and then it was really by the 8-8 Lions Gate. So if I just go ahead and go 1, 2, so we'll see over here, August 8th on the top here. We're right into Leo now, but this is about the time we're still feeling the electric now, but it's in a crossover period. And as it goes into this wave of flipping, we're going to be going now into magnetic peak season. So what this means is that all this impulse of energy that's been coming in, all these downloads, all this overwhelm, all this energy on your nervous system is going to now start to create a bit of a relief as it moves into magnetic. It's actually going to be a little bit more of a mothering energy, a pulling energy. So everything that you've been working on to clear, to work on, to really integrate within your body, now is a perfect time to really start looking at what are you letting go of? What are you surrendering out of your life? What are you coming to now, let me just actually click on this before I look at this, the Stargate thing with you guys. And let me actually pull up the genetic matrix site, mainly because I just want to show you guys that this whole week, this new moon is going to be basically in the gate 33 because it'll be conjunct with the sun when it goes new moon. So it's going to be in the gate 33. So all of this is happening basically with the sun in gate 33 until it flips over to gate 7 over here about on Monday. So it's a little bit of a crossover energy, the gate 33 to 7. Let's look at what that means. Within the gene keys perspective, both of these are going to be storyteller types of energies, working with the throat chakra types of energies. Both of these are going to be energies that have to do with how do you lead? Where are you projecting your voice, your manifestation, and what you are speaking into creation? Now, the gate 33 is the gate of retreat, and the gate of retreat really tells us that when we go on these massive experiences, when we have these, say, massive downloads, so all this electric peak energy, and you have all of that in kind of your database, it says that truly to bring that wisdom forward, that our greatest gift is to pull back, step away, go into that sense of retreat, be contemplative for a bit. That as you be contemplative, that it starts to open up an expansiveness of being able to perceive the best way to share what your experiences have been for whomever you are meant to share it with. And the gate 33 is really quite profound and special because it to be able to share things in a way that facilitates the growth of humanity. Now, think of the gate 7. The gate 7 is going to be the role of self or a role of leadership, but it's leading through inspiration. So, both of these are going to be quite profound for us to embrace as we work with this new moon. In some ways, it's saying, you know, it's great that you have maybe a lot of things going on, but where are we just talking to talk? Where are we just being noisy? Where are we just projecting out? And when do we need to just sit? Sometimes sit by the creek, sit and listen to a flower speak to you, sit and listen to the birds with what they have to share, sit and listen to what is the organic grid speaking to you right now. And when we get to embrace that, it's profound because there's so much that is being shared with us, but we get so noisy. Our cell phones, our computers, all of these things are just so noisy in our circuitry that we miss the subtle messages of Mother. So with that, let's look at some of these starseed placements that we have going on here, because this isn't just about all of these cool transformations. I think we get on kind of like a kick or a high a lot of times. You just can feel the buzz in all the videos and all of the tags that are out there of that are, what do they call it, clickbait for titles for come watch this, check this out. And honestly, a lot of it is just noise. It's like we're looking for the next spiritual message or the next answer or the next big thing that's going to be the big aha for us. And what we want to recognize is that that is just as much a distraction and an addiction as it is anything else that we might think of, like a cell phone or things like this. Because if we cannot find the way to be still at these different times, go into the retreat with this new moon. Go into the retreat. We want to recognize that, yes, I know we talk about the moon being a hijacked satellite and all of these things, but let's also recognize that it's still an actual starship ship technology. I do actually really resonate that it was a starship, once a Pleiadian starship. So, how it's being used now, probably, use with some cleaning it up. So as always, we can work with, how do we work with the shadows on it? And at the same time, utilize the mechanics that it brings. It's still a great planting process of what are you going to be in retreat with? Who are you choosing to be right now? And as you embrace that, then as you start to choose to use your throat chakra, use your words wisely. Let them be guided by the divine as it moves through you. So let me go ahead and pull this starseed map up over here. And I'm going to see if I can highlight some of this. The main things I wanted to highlight for you is, first of all, we still have Pluto in a conjunction here to Altair. And as we look at this, this is just going to still be an energy we're dealing with as far as a lot of this eagle grid and the Nibiru and Diotic crystals overlays from the Jehovian Anunnaki are really getting cleared off. And we are reinstating again the organic template back onto the earth. Please just know there's just a lot going on with the guardian forces. There's a lot going on behind the veils, so to speak. It's not veils, it's actually all out in the open. We just don't really have the perception to know exactly everything they're doing. But if you really tune in, you'll really see there's a lot of wormholes and beast machine technologies being shut down right now. We have Neptune still in a conjunction to Shiat Pegasus. So the Pegasus star nation, the messengers, the stellar nations and the messengers, super, super beautiful. We still have Uranus connected over here to Algol. So that obviously is going to be sitting there for a long time. But what we also have right now is Mars. It's a little bit moving away. It's actually, but still within enough degrees connected to Aldebaran. Aldebaran as a royal star, for those that are really connected to the Michael Mary energy lineage lines, the Gold Ray, the Seraphim lineage lines, the Aldebaran star nation runs a few different currencies, and it has a lot to do as a cedar race line in a lot of ways to working with the rehabilitation of the fallen Anu family lineage lines. And as that vibration, they really step in with a lot of spiritual responsibility. So know that when you are in an alignment to a royal star, that being in an alignment to an energy like Michael Family Collective or archangelic energy types of collectives or things sound really beautiful. But I want to be really real with you guys. When you connect to these energies, remember these are guardian templates. So there isn't negotiating. There isn't a sense of like, well, yeah, I want to do that, but I don't want to do it that way because I don't want to be uncomfortable this way. When you really work with high level angelic energy, there is a sense of being in alignment to divine law and the divine template, and there is no understanding to wanting to bend the lines or to bend things or for things to be more comfortable. So even though it can sound really beautiful to work with angelic energy sometimes, it's really important to understand they are more similar to working with elementals than it is to working with someone that's going to be coddling and nurturing to you. These kinds of energies, or think of it like the ocean. The ocean can be very nurturing, but at the same time, if the waves are big, it's not trying to be mean to you if it knocks you down in the waves. It's just saying this is natural law and we're moving within natural law. And if you don't flow with natural law, it can feel like you're getting knocked down. And it's with Mars. So that's why I really want to say that for you guys, because it's a forceful energy. It's a pretty powerful energy to work with it. These are vibrations of really not interested in our little childlike excuses that we come up with in this reality as to why we still want to stay comfortable during the change. And that's just kind of all I'll really say about that. So within this, we're actually going to see sun is slightly, sun, moon during the full moon, slightly in alignment to Dubhe within Leo. So this is going to be, it's actually Cancer, sorry, in the true sidereal. And as we get to look at the Dubhe energy, this is actually bringing us online to the solar rishis energy and our reinstatement to this. So this is also a great energy for that retreat, gate 33. But now let's look at Mercury's. Mercury is going into retrograde. These vibrational energies, they've just moved out of a connection to Regulus. But as we look at this, we're going to see that these vibrational energies are actually going to be more in a conjunction. And let me see where I have Venus over here. It actually moves so quickly. Let me see if I can move it back a couple days. Yeah, so it was in pretty close in alignment to the Regulus energy. And as it starts to move away from this energy, just know that again, these are all massive vibrations for helping us to hold pillars of light. So I do want to kind of realize this is actually ahead a little bit because it was in alignment to Hydra. And let me kind of pull it back to where we are today. So here we are today. And this is actually what I wanted to highlight. Venus is still in alignment to Alfred Hydra. Okay, so here I'm going to actually move this screen away because I love this program, but it's a little hard to navigate. I just wanted to show you these main things right here. So again, Pluto, Altair, Mars with Aldebaran. We got Venus currently with Hydra starting to move into Regulus, and then of course Mercury going into retrograde. So let me close this one down. And within that, let me actually stop share for just a second. Within that, let's look at Hydra. And then this is kind of the inspiration of this whole conversation right here is about falling in love with the devotion to the divine. And in this time that there is an ask of us to remember that when we start to feel that love, when we start to clear all that energy off of our heart chakra, when we start to feel ourselves just becoming in love with the divine, there becomes this energy, almost like a hunger within, that says, I want to remove all obstacles between me and the divine. And this is the healing power. If there is miasma, if there is karma, if there is physical ailments, if there is anything within our field, it's truly this love that we start to call out, whether we are connecting and you have a particular being that you resonate with. Maybe you resonate with the Taras, or maybe you resonate with a particular energy. Maybe you Met type of energy. Maybe you are resonating with Mother Mary, or Mary Magdalene type of energy. Mary is so divine. She truly is one of the most highest realized divine beings that did walk the earth. And so there is a magical energy when we connect to that. Maybe you are connecting to the divine cosmic mother Elisa, and through her cosmic daughters, right? So however you are connecting to this energy of the divine, wanting to be closer to that energy. If you want inspiration, Paramahansa Yogananda was like a love affair with the divine and the divine mother, and moving closer to that energy, and that everything in life was about that and nothing else was worth being off of that track. But then within that, there is an energy we hold, and that is to ask and to intend to literally dissolve absolutely everything that is between you and the divine. That anything that takes you off of that path, anything that is not in alignment to that energy, anything that would be an obstacle between you and being closer to that energy, that you would ask to really be in this devotional space of dissolving it. And it's not asking anyone to do it for you, but it's really connecting to that devotional consciousness of love in your heart. And through that passion, that devotion, and that love, it just wells up. And when you feel it, that energy begins to focus upon anything that is an obstacle within your path. And then through that, it dissolves whatever becomes that obstacle in your path towards being closer to the divine. During this time of the new moon, if you could sit with that, what is in the way? Is it distraction? Is it pains? Is it hurts? Is it distrust in different things? Is it sadness that you've been holding, karmas that you've been holding, wounds that you've been holding within? Anything that is not in just pure oneness to that love, that you can begin to call upon whatever divine aspect you are drawn to. There is no have to in what. Truly pick the one that brings that feeling in your heart, because that feeling in your heart is everything. All apparitions are just different emanations of this divine energy, so that we can find the one we connect to and relate to, so that it can be that string and that path back to that energy. And as you find energy, sit with the flower, listen to the birds, listen to the waters of the stream moving by, listen to the wind in the trees, hear just spirit speak to you. And within that, you open yourself with full transparency that says, here I am. I am the sacred son. I am the sacred son. I am the sacred son. I choose in this now to dissolve, to delete, and to clear permanently and irrevocably from me anything and everything that is an obstacle or barrier between me and the absolute oneness with the divine. So I just wanted to share that with you guys as just a love transmission, a devotion. Hopefully it came through as some way of sharing this heart. It's a love that literally it can bring so much emotion. So as you embrace this, I do want to just personally invite you to connect. I have not been as much on the personal or the public platform of YouTube as much as I would like to. I did need to pull away and just be in nature for a little bit. Been working on this incredible course. If you have not signed up for it, even if it's already passed, it doesn't matter. It is filled with so much love to give you the tools that you would need to work with. Please know, and I'm actually going to share this as a quick screen as I say goodbye, and that is the calendar on the withbecca.com website. If you click on events, and this is just our upcoming week, please know that if you'd like to join in, our next class is actually going to jump. Our next one is the 7th layer, which is going to jump right into the J seals and the crucifixion implant. So that's tomorrow, the 4th. It actually falls on the day of our monthly Q&A, and I want to honor that monthly Q&A. So that invitation is going out to everybody. It's going to be at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's a little bit later to accommodate the class. Know that it's all just kind of falling in line here. We do have the Leo Galactic Star Report that it's going to be coming up on Monday. And then following that, the class number 5 and 6 are going to be Saturday and Sunday. So I wanted to personally invite you out right here. You can see it. This map is here. You want to click on this calendar anytime you want. You can see we've got Pluto, Neptune, Chiron in retrograde, and Monday. It'll be a good ride. Retrograde season is here, and we're just gonna ride the retrograde wave, kind of like the slide backwards, you guys. We'll just slide backwards into the 8-8 Stargate. And as we work with the 8-8 Stargate, just know that the magnetic waves are coming to support you. Find what you have that devotion to. Let your heart lead the way. I love you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you, Darlene, Elizabeth, Danielle. Oh, again, Angie, Robin. I love you guys so much. Thanks for sharing this with